Today.
I'm alright.
What brought you in to see me today?
I'm just a little in over my head right now. Like, I've been having a lot of problems with my parents. So I left home and I moved in with my boyfriend because I had no one else to go to. And so since I've been living with him, I've started hanging out with his friends. And I've kind of lost contact with like my friends, my family, everyone. And I've just been hanging out with them. And like it was alright at first because like they were really supportive and they really helped me through everything that was going on with my parents, and they just made it feel like it was okay to like want to leave. But now I just feel like they're making me do things for them that I don't want to do anymore.
Okay, so you're saying you moved out of your parents' house and you started living with your boyfriend, and then now it's just not working out. Am I right?
No, it's not working at all. Like, I don't know if it'd be different if I was just living with him, but like he lives with his friends.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no escape from them. Like you have to be friends with them too.
Yeah.
And then it's like I feel more safer when I'm around him. But when he's gone, his friends ask me to do things for them that I wouldn't do. Like I never feel comfortable doing.
Okay.
But I just feel like I have to.
Okay. So you feel protected with your boyfriend, but with his friends you feel uncomfortable. Why do you feel like you have an obligation to do these things for his friends?
Because I have no one else. Like, if he didn't take me in, if they didn't take me in, like, I feel like I have to be accepted by them because they could make me leave at any moment.
Yeah.
And then, like, where do I go? Like, I would have no one, so I'd be out on my own.
So you feel like you owe them something. So, do you not have any friends or siblings or someone you can maybe talk to, or somewhere safer to stay that you're more comfortable?
I do, but I just feel like I made a mistake and cut all those relationships off just because I was so like, oh, it'll be okay, I'll leave my parents and I'll live with my boyfriend and everything will be fine. But then I just lost contact with them and now it's like I feel like I made a mistake.
Yeah. Do you think you can maybe take things back a couple steps and maybe say exactly that to your parents? You're feeling uncomfortable, you've made a mistake, try and mend the relationship.
It's just hard, like, to admit that you did something like that.
Yeah.
And then, like, my parents are gonna want to know what I've done and something like that. And it's like I don't want them to kind of like lose respect in me, but I feel like I've already done that because I left them. But it's just hard to think, oh, how am I supposed to approach them?
I completely understand where you're coming from. I've been in similar situations where I feel like I've lost people's respect or trust, and it is really difficult to mend that relationship. So, what do you want to see come out of this situation? So you said you're feeling in over your head, overwhelmed. What do you want to see come out of this? What would be your dream world?
I just want out. Like, I wish I could just leave and go back home and everything would be normal again.
Okay.
Like, it's just stressful and I don't want that anymore.
Okay. So, how do you think you could approach this situation? Maybe try and work on getting back home.
I think like my best option would be to maybe call my parents or even go see them. Like I would be perfectly fine with just going home right now. Like I don't want to be there anymore.
Then maybe you should try that. Like I know it's difficult because you're afraid of what they'll think of you. And coming back is hard because you feel like, oh, you made a mistake and now you have to admit that. I think maybe your parents will respect that you realized it wasn't the right thing for you and that you had the courage to come back.
But also, like, if I do that, though, I feel like then I'm going to lose my boyfriend. And then it's like I go back to, I'm at home, but then I don't have him anymore. And I've already lost my friends because I stopped keeping contact with them, and it's harder to like, keep those relationships.
True. But maybe if you have, a committed, loving relationship with your boyfriend, he'll respect the fact that you're going back home because that's what's right for you. And if not, maybe it's not the greatest relationship for you right now. Kind of needs to respect what you want. What do you think you want to try and do in the next week?
I think talking to my parents, I think the first step would be to actually just call them and see if, like, there's a chance that they'll take me back. Because I don't want to just show up at home, because then it's like, I've already left there.
Yeah.
And I've, like, left home, and if I try to come back home, and if they reject me. But I guess, like, I have to stop thinking about that, and I have to actually do it. Because if I keep thinking, oh, they're going to reject me, I'm never going to actually go back home.
Yeah. Because that's just one side. And maybe they won't reject you, and maybe they'll be just as happy as you will be to be home. Maybe that's what they're wanting.
I guess I never really thought about how they felt in the situation.
Yeah. They're probably missing you too. So it might not be so much rejection and fear. It might just be rejoice that you're home.
Yeah, I think I'll try that this week.
Okay. So try that. First step, trying to call them. And maybe let your boyfriend know that you're feeling uncomfortable where you're living, and let him know you want to try and move back home with your parents. And then next week we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.